Please rise for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. It's the St. John Economic Development Committee meeting for October 26th, 2022. And I'd like to call the meeting to order, which we have done, and the pledge, and roll call, please.
Roll call. Emily Warren.
Here.
Scott Bell.
Here.
Joe Barry.
Here.
Myself, Dave Eatold.
Here.
John DeYoung.
Here.
Kelly Stoming.
Here.
Joe Izzawadi.
Present.
Jason Draven.
Here. Dickey.
No.
Dickey.
Yeah, Sergio Mendoza.
Here.
And no town council representation.
Not yet.
He might be here later.
All right. Thank you very much for that. You have the minutes in front of you for September 28th, 2022. Please review them. If there's any corrections, please let me know. And if you've read them already, which you should have had sent to you, and I will entertain a motion for acceptance.
I'll make a motion to accept.
You have a second?
I'll second it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Record.
Thank-
Let the record reflect Councilman really arrived 5:02.
So tonight we've have the pleasure of having Lisa here from Move to Indiana, a presentation, and she's with the Times Media Group, and she's gonna give us a presentation right now. So if you will, please. And then if you can come to the podium and state your name and what you're going to show us.
Okay, fantastic. Hi, my name is Lisa Tavoletti. I actually work for the Times Media Company, but I represent Move to Indiana. What I'd like to show you today is our brand new website and campaign for this year's Move to Indiana campaign. I don't know if you're familiar at all with the Grass is Greener or the Move to Indiana campaign, but the campaign started about 6 years ago.
Move a little closer to the microphone.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, fantastic. So the program started about 6 years ago, and it was called The Grass is Greener. And it was designed by a group of business leaders and community leaders. And what they wanted to do was educate and entice Illinois residents that were interested in coming to Indiana, just to let them know all the benefits that we have to move into Indiana. You know, we have fantastic school systems, we have excellent health care here, we have access to green space, we have bike trails, you name it, and just a really good quality of life. Not to mention the biggest factor is obviously lower taxes. So that program began, and it was very, very successful. We learned a lot when we initially launched the campaign. We decided that we wanted to rebrand a little bit, and then COVID hit. So we designed a new logo, which you see up there in the center on the new website. It's called Be In the Know. And we presented it to all of the sponsors that are founding sponsors. They love the idea. COVID hit, like I said, so we put everything on hold. So last December, we picked back up, met with all of our group again, and decided to design a brand new website. So that's basically where the Times came in. We actually own Amplified. It is a digital agency within Lee Enterprises. So we were able to help the SSCVA and all the partners build a brand new site. The Times actually has 2 sponsorships on here, so we don't get any of the money toward this program. Everything that we're doing goes back to this particular program. Some of the biggest things and new changes beside the website is that we've increased our economic footprint. Initially, we were actually just reaching out and enticing residents, but we've seen a need for economic development. So now we're actually focusing on businesses too. We found that there's a lot of businesses that are interested in expanding or also just moving to Indiana, and we have a lot of space for those businesses to come over. So now we're targeting those people as well. The target area includes all of the southwest suburbs of Illinois, plus we're also reaching now into the Chicago market too. In my position at the Times, I work with the building industry, and we're seeing a ton of activity coming from that Chicago market also. And working with Pete Novak from Ganayar, he actually confirmed all of that. That's where they're seeing a lot of their people coming from as well. So we wanted to also target that area in addition to the southwest suburbs. So another thing that we've done is we've also increased our reach and the digital tactics that we are using to entice these people. So we're looking at the people that are interested in moving to Indiana as well as businesses. We have two separate campaigns that are running, focusing on that. We do a whole gamut of different digital products to entice those people. You won't see them here in Indiana, obviously, because we're targeting those people specifically. So we do like targeted e-blast. We have a PPC campaign, which is your pay-per-click campaign on Google. We do targeted display ads, and the list goes on. We have social ads running. We're on LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it, but that's what we're doing to target that area. What I wanted to do is kind of show you the new website really quick, because I think it's very exciting. It's very interactive. I'm going to kind of go through it quickly. I know you guys are on a time limit, but I'm going to kind of go through it quickly just to kind of show you what we have going on and how you guys might be able to participate and entice people and businesses to St. John. So if you look at the website, on the left-hand side, we have a gentleman that's in more of a casual outfit. He's, enjoying everything that we have to offer as far as like the national lakefront and then everything about the dunes, outdoor space. On the right-hand side, it's more geared toward businesses. So if you scroll down slightly, if I am a resident and I'm looking to move to Indiana or get more information, I would click on the Live In, which is right there. We won't do it yet. And then on the right-hand side is do business in. So the left-hand side speaks specifically to residents. The right-hand side speaks specifically to businesses. Under that, we have all of our current sponsors. If you guys decide to participate, the town of St. John would be located here. This link goes to your website, but we also have a special custom landing page that we build for you as well that lives on this site. So you can upload and we can, put any type of information that you want for the town for people to know. Underneath that, we have a section called Relocate to Indiana, and basically it just talks about what you need to know if you're interested in relocating. We have 2 videos followed, and one on the left-hand side is from residents that have moved here, and the right-hand side is from businesses that moved here. If you scroll down again, we have what you need to know in the growth of Northwest Indiana. We are actually covering the 7 counties, so we cover Lake Porter, LaPorte, Jasper, Stark and Pulaski and Newton. What's nice about this section is if you scroll over any of those counties, it will populate on the right-hand side with more information on that particular county. If you click on the Learn More button, like under the population there, it will go to another page that gives more in-depth information about each one of those counties. So if you scroll down again, and I'm not going to go through each one of these, so you guys have the site, so when you have some time, if you want to go through it and kind of really kind of dive into it, you'll be able to get all that information there. Some additional information is Did You Know? These are things that people would like to know or need to know when they are considering a move. Of course, lower taxes. I had mentioned all these earlier. We have 4-star schools here. We have excellent health care, access to green space, and the list goes on. But on the right-hand side, if you click on, if we could stay right there, sorry. On the right-hand side, if I were to click on access to healthcare, we have information on our healthcare system, and then there's hyperlinks underneath there on various different healthcare organizations that we have here in Northwest Indiana. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, this is actually an Instagram feed that we get directly from the SSCVA. So any posts or any pictures that are getting posted there, they actually feed into the section here. If we scroll down a little bit more, we have our site map, again, all of our sponsors. Does anybody have any questions so far? This is the home page. I'm going to go into the residents and businesses to kind of give you an idea of those as well. No questions? Okay. So if we go over to the menu bar up on the top right-hand side and we go to Relocator, this is information for, obviously, residents that are interested in moving here. This whole page gives information on the various different towns and cities that are participating, information on how close we are, what we have to offer compared to the Chicago market. If you scroll down a little bit, if St. John participates, you would be listed here as well. We are currently working on pages for Hammond. They'll have 2 pages. We are working with Highland and their redevelopment committee. And I think there's a couple other that we're still working on building those pages out. Eventually, those will be listed here as well. So if you keep scrolling down, the next section just talks about, moving to Indiana. This is the place where, not only you're going to get lower taxes, but you also have information on, obviously, as I had mentioned earlier, our healthcare system, a great quality of life, and, the list goes on. The next section underneath there is a Did You Know section. This gives ideas on 30 unique attractions that we have here in Northwest Indiana. The right-hand side also has those hyperlinks so that you can click on each one of those and learn more about each one of those activities. And then the other one is access to green space, and then also just the lower cost of living that we offer. And each one of those has hyperlinks as well. Am I going a little too fast, or are we good?
No, we're good. Good so far.
Okay, fantastic. The next section I really love. This is something that we worked with Ganayar, and we have this IDX feed that we have purchased. It is built into the site. This shows all the properties that are available for people that are interested in moving here, so they can click on any one of those specs, and that'll give more information on the housing that we have available here as well. We have this also built into the business page, which is fantastic. So any businesses that have vacant lots or property that's available that's in the MLS will appear here. And actually on the business page. So if we scroll down again, it's just that site map again with all of those lists of our partners. So if we go back up to the right-hand side again and then click on business, this is the page that's designed for people that are, or businesses that are interested in moving or relocating. Again, we have the video there from a gentleman and a business that has moved here. Why you should consider Northwest Indiana as your next milestone or your next business move. And we give more information on the right-hand side. Obviously, we have the Hoosier Business Investment, the tax credits. So if you scroll through those bottom buttons there, those will all change and populate with more information on various different things that would be beneficial for businesses.
Quick question.
Yes.
Of those different themes, is there one that you've seen resonate the most with businesses who want to move to Indiana?
As far as those different,
Yeah, or just in general? Like, is there a...
I think they're pretty much equal in all of the, there's like 5 different ones up there, and it's just really good information. If you click on any of those, it goes to another page that gives even more in-depth information. If I'm looking for tax credits or anything as a business, if I click on those, it'll go to another page that gives really detailed information. It's actually a link to our government's page.
Okay.
Can you move back to the microphone, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking in front of a microphone, sorry. Underneath there, we have just some stats on Indiana, so if you scroll down a little bit, it populates with more information. Indiana is ranked one of the top 5 states to do business in, so it just gives more information there. The next part, again, is that link that we have for commercial listings that are available in the MLS. So if I were interested in vacant lots or properties, I would go here, and it gives me an idea of what is available. And again, what we had found is some businesses and vacant land are not listed in the MLS. Some of the participating sponsors have decided to add another link within their page, their specific page, that goes to various properties that they have available. And if we go down a little bit more, this section is actually a live feed from NWI.com. It's all news and business that we have that's current. So actually those links go to the full stories that were published in the online portion of NWI.com. And then followed by that, we just have a resource section, again, infrastructure, incentives, and then local taxes. So all of those are hyperlinks and go to another page that gives more in-depth information about any of those topics a business would be interested in. And if we scroll down again, we have our site map and then all of our sponsors again. And I want to just show you, if we can go to the cities and towns, if you want to go under Dyer. So this is the page that we designed for them. As a sponsor, all sponsorships include a custom landing page like this that lives on the Move to Indiana site. You'll be able to get to it from a side menu, from any of the site maps on the bottom. So we designed, or actually produced this custom video. Local 219 is our partner with this program, so they produce all the videos that you have and that you see on the site. I don't know if you have time, you can play it now. If not, you guys are free to look at that later. I just don't know what kind of time you have tonight.
And just so you know, that Local 219 was the one that did the video for the Freedom Fest as well. And we are going to be working with them on doing some promotional videos as well throughout the year.
So the section underneath the video talks a little bit more about Dyer. You're platted on a map. You have your social links there. So this information contains anything that you think is beneficial for residents and businesses alike that might be interested in moving here, what they need to know, how much access you have to green space, you know, what you are doing and how you're evolving as a town. So the next section followed by that is just some specific stats. Like, I think it's up to you what you want to put, like the housing, medium income for housing. Any of those three sections there, you can change up. So you can have your proximity to Chicago, maybe talk about all the parks that you guys have here in St. John, the growth, whatever you'd like there, we can go ahead and customize those for you as well. Underneath that, we have the things to do section. So these are just various things that you have that are unique to your town that you might want to promote just to increase people and entice them to come to St. John for economic development. The next section is that MLS feed, that is our IDX feed. What's nice about this is that if this were your page, it would say find your home in St. John, Indiana. So everything that's populated within this page will be just from St. John. So this will just show housing that's available in St. John, Indiana.
Yeah.
If you scroll down a little bit more.
And it shows a few houses in St. John, too, even though
That's
it's
a good
dire.
thing, right?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Next, if you scroll down a little bit more, we have our site map and then our list of sponsors again. So that's pretty much the site. Obviously, you can go through and see all of our sponsors that are currently on there, what their pages look like. But each sponsorship, we actually have 3 different sponsorships. And I have a couple.
Gotta be big money, huh?
And I'll leave these behind. I didn't realize how many people were coming, so I apologize.
Thank you.
This is the full presentation. So if you missed anything, everything is in here. But I will tell you,
Lisa, how often is this site updated? Is it constant, on a
Yes.
daily
yes,
or a monthly?
consistently. Yeah, so anytime we get information from any of our sponsors, or if, like the news feeds that we have, that's updated consistently.
These fees are for the year,
Yes, those are annual.
each year?
Yes, correct. So I will tell you, when we began The Grass is Greener 6 years ago, as a sponsor, the Times Media Company, what that included for our $10,000 sponsorship was just one logo on the site that they had designed, and that was through like the SSCBA. We decided that we wanted to give much more to our sponsors, and with that, obviously, it helps the site because you guys are providing information. So what we did is we designed 3 different sponsorship levels, as you see there. So like the first one is a $10,000 package. What that includes is obviously your information, your logo throughout the site on any marketing that we do. In addition to that, we do a custom video. Videos typically run about $5,000 based on what you're going to do. If it's going to be aerial coverage, if you have multiple locations that we're shooting at. So anyway, that's just kind of a ballpark on what that looks like, but we provide that custom video for you. We'll work with Local 219, and we'll have a pre-planning meeting, discuss what you guys want to capture here in St. John, and we'll put that video together for you. That video will live on the site. The video is also yours to use however you want. So if you want to put it on the town site, we can also do a 30-second commercial from that, and then you could utilize that on your social media or however else that you would like to use as, the shortened version. But that video will also live here as well. In addition to that, you'll also receive that custom landing page. So I showed you a couple of those custom landing pages. That information, what we do is provide a questionnaire just to kind of get started. You fill that out, and then we start building the page for you. You supply some photos. If you want us to come out and take photos, any information that you want on your page, it can go up there. That information could be changed as often as you need. All that is a quick email to me and say, hey, Lisa, I need this changed out. We have a new event coming. We want to go ahead and start promoting this. And they usually turn it around within a day or 2. any changes that they
Lisa,
need
on
to make.
these sponsorships, do you do any monthly mailings to businesses that are out of our area to promote this, or do they have to just find the site on their own?
No, so if, a couple pages back, there's a whole list of the digital tactics
Yep.
that we use. So everything that we're doing currently is on digital. So we do custom e-blast, and what we do is find those people, and we track their behavior, people that are interested in moving here or businesses that are interested in moving here. So we'll do custom e-blast to them. Well, we have the PPC campaign, we have the social campaigns that we run. So all of this is targeted to specific zip codes, and those towns are listed in there as well. Yeah, so everything that we do is,
So how many a month do you think go out? 100,000, 200,000?
well over
10,000?
that. Yeah, our campaign, typically, we're spending about 10,000 a month in our digital tactics to reach that market.
And how many,
As far as impressions,
yeah, how many?
I can probably break that all out. I don't have that because there's a whole list of digital tactics that we do. There's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, there's Instagram.
I think this committee would like to know that information.
Absolutely.
If you want a decision
Yes,
from us on that, and then a recommendation to our town council. But
absolutely. I can go ahead and break
by
that out
yea
for
or
you.
nay, but if you can get that.
I will do
it'd be
that.
Valuable.
Yeah, and the other thing I can tell you is two things. We started something new, and we're building another part of this page right now for blogs. So all of our sponsors have the opportunity to submit content to talk about what you guys know best, your town. So we have like Centur that's just supplied information. We have Ganayar that just supplied information, and a couple other of our sponsors that we're going to be going ahead and doing a monthly blog and hopefully get to a weekly blog. So that is another benefit of the sponsorship. You can submit information as often as you want. All that is a letter to me, just a quick little note saying, hey, this is what we're promoting, this is what we have, and we'll go ahead and take it from there. We'll go ahead and put it up on the blog, and we'll push it out and make sure that it's being visible. So that's another thing. We also do quarterly meetings with all of our sponsors. We just completed a Zoom meeting. We just launched this campaign in July. The site went live in July. So just 2 weeks ago, we did a formal presentation to all of our sponsors to let them know the engagement that we're getting with the site. How many people are coming in through the residential? How many people are coming in through the business side? I do have that recorded, and if you'd like, I can go ahead and share that with Joe, and then he can get it out to everybody, just so you can see. And this is just the beginning, and the engagement is fantastic so far. So
Good.
we're really excited about that. So I will get that to you,
Yeah,
and then
send it to Anastasia. If you send it to me, it'll get lost.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and send it to her.
I want to make sure it gets out.
Absolutely.
Would send it to her.
Absolutely. I'll make sure I get that over to her. And then I'll go ahead and send you the link to the presentation that we just did to kind of give you the idea on the stats and how things are going so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can obviously see there's two other sponsorship levels. We have a $7,500 sponsorship level and then a $5,000 sponsorship level. Every one of the sponsorship levels do include that custom landing page. They just don't include the video. But it still gives you an opportunity to put all your information about the town on that page and change it as often as you need to. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions?
I had a question real
Yes.
quick, Lisa. John mentioned something about, you mentioned something with regards to the impressions, and you guys record that and tap that. Is that broken down into each community, so that way each community knows the traffic that was visited, the volumes of the traffic that was visited for each community, or is that?
That's something that we're working on right
Okay.
now, so that when we have people go to your page, we'll be able to tell you how much engagement you're getting on your page. So with it being so new, we just have a broad overview of how many people are coming to the site and if they're looking for residential or business right now. But yes, we will be able to tell you how many people are coming to your specific page.
So with that upgrade or that additional information, is that going to be included as part of the sponsorship?
Yes, absolutely.
So it probably won't be an additional
No,
sponsorship?
not at all.
Okay.
Nope. What you have in, for the sponsorship levels, the 10,000 is the platinum, and then we have the 7,500 and the 5,000. Everything that is included in there, there is no additional fees at all. We're just going to kind of just try to keep going and making this as best as we can and providing more information to those people. So even if you have ideas on links or different things that you think might be beneficial, we're open to all ideas. We really want to make this a one-stop shop for people to come and businesses to come to, gain more information about Northwest Indiana.
And maybe if you could provide the information on when you're going to update the site to be able to provide click metrics
Yeah,
to Anastasia
absolutely.
too, that'd be important for us.
Definitely. We're working on that right now, so yeah, for sure.
From the call that you mentioned, the review with the sponsors, was there any like anecdotal information from the towns on what they're seeing in terms of businesses reaching out as a result of seeing the site, or is it too early for that?
I think it might be a little bit too early, and it depends on the other thing too is when the towns come in. Like for instance, Whiting was one of the first ones that came on board, so we built their page and they actually went live with us in July. And then Dyer came a little bit after that. So yeah, we should have something. I mean, with it just launching, we just need to gain some more information, and it takes time. Just like if you are using Google AdWords, it doesn't happen overnight, unfortunately, but it takes some time to build that up. So that's what we're recording, everything on the back end.
Great.
Any more questions, sir?
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I will make sure that I also send Anastasia that deck that you're looking at, the presentation deck that has all the information in it. And I do apologize, I didn't have enough for everyone. But I will go ahead and get that out to you, Anastasia, tomorrow, and hopefully answer any questions that you have. By all means, you can email me at any time, and I'll go ahead and get back with you with additional questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Lisa.
you again, I
Thank you.
appreciate it. It was
Thank
nice to meet
you.
you, everyone.
Okay, moving on. We, any old business to discuss here that's, or any updates from, we need to know about, Joe?
41 's
Looks
done.
like 41, looks like it's moving in the correct directions anyway.
Yeah, it's finally.
Yeah.
Glad that's project's over, to
Yes.
be honest with you. Been long in the making, so. With respect to the presentation, this is just kind of one of the ways that we're looking to kind of change our focus and direction for economic development. And that's why we wanted, Sergio involved with the EDC. He's going to be taking more of a leadership role in the economic development piece as we kind of begin this transition of the residential slowdown and a new commercial development. And that's the goal, is we want to keep some kind of a steady, rate of growth. But I think we want to grow reasonably and responsibly with our commercial development. We don't want just business to have business. We want business that fits and makes sense for the community.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
but this is kind of one of the ways that we want to get that message out. We want to start promoting that and start making those contacts. There's other ways, obviously. The ICSC conference was one thing that we talked about as well. That's in, I think, May of 2023. So that's something that'll be coming down the pike as well. We'll be talking about that as well. So.
I know last time we talked about the updated town plan and the economic development portion
Yes.
of that and the study of the 41 corridor. Is there anything that we need to do with that?
Well, we definitely want to get that put out for an RFQ. We definitely want to have that study done sooner rather than later. So, and we do want that incorporated into an update for the comprehensive plan. So I think we'll be working on getting that put together sometime between now and January, as things kind of, wind down for the year. They don't wind down ever. They're just, for the year, I mean. That way, come January, we'll be ready to have that teed up, have the RFQ before you guys, and then you guys can have eyes on it before it goes out. And then we'll be having discussions with, any potential planning firm that wants to come in and submit their qualifications, and then we can kind of make a recommendation to the council. At least that's the pathway I'm flying on that.
What's the timing of the overall plan updates? Is that like mid next year, or do you all have a sense of that?
That's a good question.
Plans can take anywhere from 6 months up to a year and a half. It
Okay.
depends on how much public engagement you want.
Okay.
And I think the community would like to have a lot of public engagement, so you're looking at maybe no more than a year and a half
Okay.
for a final completed plan.
Yeah, and that's
But
just
I
it,
think
yeah.
you'll get various products and components as the process goes on to help with the marketing and attraction of business and industrial type of uses to diversify your economic base. But yeah, I think you'll probably have a completed project or plan in about a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone wants the baby. They don't want the whole getting to that point, we'll say.
The last time we did that, it took about a year and a half to do.
Yeah, and it's
It's
gonna
takes,
take
it's a
time.
lot of work, because you have to have public meetings.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their
And
say, and then you keep tweaking it, and it's a big deal, so, yeah, and I think the residents deserve that. I mean, and I know the businesses, if you're planning a business here too, it's nice to know if you're coming to town, what's gonna be who's gonna be your neighbor and what's gonna be there, you know? And it's strategic planning, I think, is essential at this point, as fast as we're growing.
And it's gonna be about, getting plans done, not just, economic development, but
Right.
transportation. We've got stuff teed up for that, ready to go to the council next month, so we can get that planning started. Again, that's gonna take time, and, that we're growing at, an insane rate. So we wanna make sure that we get the plans done, so that way we know what this is gonna look like. What this specific corridor for transportation or the, commercial development corridor is gonna look like. We wanna know what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna contain, what's permitted, what's not, that kind of thing. So, it'll be a fun process, but we'll all go through that, so.
Very good. Do I have any new business to report? No?
No.
Okay. Since our holidays of Thanksgiving and Christmas fall on our meeting days, then I need a motion to not have our meetings for November and December, and we'll,
I don't think you
I
need to
don't
do
think
that.
they're
And
on
I don't think they were scheduled.
Yeah, no scheduled.
So I think you're good.
They were on the calendar at one.
yeah. And I just want to make sure that it's in the record here that we did cancel these meetings publicly, so. We've got no meetings there, Jason, November, right?
No meetings.
Very good.
A motion.
So I need a motion to postpone those meetings. And
I'll make it.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries, so.
And
Thank you.
just to clarify, that was to cancel the meetings for November and December.
Yep.
Okay.
Just public record, so. Okay, well, thank you very much, and I want to thank the committee for everything they've gone through this year. We kind of doubled up on all our meetings this year to get Freedom Fest rolling, and I think that was a wonderful success for this town. I personally want to thank you for every extra thing everyone has done, so I'm very grateful for that. I look forward to working with you again at some point here, so. Is there any?
On that point, John, last night we had a Park and Rec meeting.
Yep.
And the Freedom Fest came up,
Okay,
and we discussed where we were headed with that. We kind of put together a team with a point person
Yep.
and some other members of to move that forward. I've got some email addresses here that I'm going to give to Emily and to Kelly, because they're gonna need our sponsorship list and stuff like that. So I put together, I've got it here, and you can just take it down, and they will be moving forward with that. That'll be part of our monthly update with Parks and Rec, because we're gonna take over that. We're gonna take over some of the summer.
still want to serve? Okay,
Well, we're gonna take over some of the
Yeah.
summer concert series
Good.
at Lake Hills and promote that a little bit more. And our new superintendent's got lots of good ideas.
There's a sponsor that wants to come back, so
Oh,
you
great.
can,
Okay.
for next year, or vendor, I mean.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yep. But
No, other than that, that's all. It was a productive meeting. Actually, it's three ladies, and they're very, very interested in pushing this. They all were at the event. They all liked the event, and they all wanted to succeed. So
Fantastic.
I have
they're-
a lot of signs in my garage that I'll be glad to drop off at anyone's home.
I
or-
will make sure.
Parks Department.
I will make sure that Mr. O'Shea is aware that he has a pickup truck. He has plenty of room
Okay, good.
for your signs.
But we've went and saved those, so. it's-
Yeah, no good.
but,
And we've already contacted vendors. We've contacted the tent people. We've contacted a lot of people already.
Very good.
And yeah, we're going to tweak some things. We're going to try to make it a little bit more family orientated. And obviously, we made a great first step. But yeah, there's room for improvement.
Yep.
And we learned some things.
Yep.
So I think.
And you have more time?
And we have more time. Right. And we actually have, a committee that is really looking to dig into it, so that it's all good.
And y'all can volunteer too, so don't feel like you can't. So,
No.
yeah.
Well, and I told them, for now, I sit on both committees, so I'm able to liaison a little bit about what we can expect from them and vice versa, what they can expect from us. And I see Lisa's type of marketing as a way to make that really explode.
I would suggest we get more picnic tables.
Yes, well-
Because we're gonna need them.
That's a good problem.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Good problem.
Burn some of the old ones.
Joe, anything
No.
correspondent? Kelly,
No.
Emily,
No.
Bob, Dave, anything?
That's it.
Scott?
Yep.
All right. I like a motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.